My 26F partner, 25M, has been sleeping around for our entire relationship. My whole world is crumbling. I don't even know where to start. I hope this comes out coherent enough. I was with my so for 6 years and he just came home recently from a long work trip unexpectedly. He's been going through some stuff and it turns out he's been sleeping around since the beginning of our relationship and it only just stopped around the time the pandemic began. He told me because he's been feeling guilty. He's been going to therapy and he doesn't want to continue our relationship. He took all my choices from me. I just found a couple days ago, so I'm still processing all this. First I was told our whole relationship was an entire lie, and then second I'm told that he doesn't want to try to fix things at all. Which I know I shouldn't even want to, but the emotional part of me does. We had a child together who is close to 3 now. I have no idea how to handle the single life. All of my life since meeting him has been wrapped up in him becoming successful in his career. I was working toward a diploma I could use to work from home with, but that's moot now that I'll need to go back to work. I've been as arm for 3 years now. I moved away from my hometown and neither I nor my family have the finances or accommodations for me to stay. Also, do I stay in the city he's in so our daughter can still him regularly? All my friends here are his friends first. I would love to cut him out entirely, but that's not fair to her. I haven't told any of our friends because I'm humiliated and I don't know how to approach that either. How do I even navigate the relationship with my child now? Feel so sad and scared for her little heart. I'm going to stay with a friend for a couple days, but I am feeling so lost right now. How do I navigate being a good mom still and take care of myself? I never thought I'd be in this situation. I thought we were happy and never even suspected he was cheating. I know I still have my rose-colored glasses on, so I need some perspective. If anyone has any self-care tips, advice on single parenting, and how do I even considering trusting someone again? I've always lacked trust, but now it's just 100% shattered. Now that I have to quit school, find a job, daycare, an apartment and all that, I just can't afford therapy at the moment. Any books that have been helpful? Thank you for taking the time to read. Too long didn't read. So is cheating after 6 years together and a 3-year-old child. I moved my entire life for him and his career. Where do I go from here? Also, the lawyer can address how the cheater will help pay for the apartment you and your daughter will live in, and he'll be paying half of daycare. It's not all on you. Like I said, you have more power and choices than you think. Let a good lawyer walk through your options with you. I'm really sorry this has happened. I watched my mum go through this with my dad when I was an adult and it was horrific. The comment about the lawyer is right. He has taken all the decisions away and he might be an absolute bastard now about the separation. He has clearly shown himself to be selfish, so you need to fight for what your daughter needs. If moving away works for you, to be nearer your support network, do it. Forget his access to your child. He can work that one out. You moved for his career, that is now irrelevant to you, so move for you. The lawyer is for if he continues to be selfish. You need to make sure you have what you need after giving up so much for him. You'll find someone else, start to make friends and meet people, and when you feel ready, no rush, smile, try online dating. Find someone who knows what you've been though. Maybe make sure you're not going to go through the same thing again. It's 5 years on for my mum and she's relocated, remarried a lovely man who had a similar experience to her and understands. She's retired, which she couldn't do because of the separation, and she's even stopped hating on my father 24/7, so things are improving for her. You can do it too. Smile. Good luck. First, a lawyer, as everyone has said, takes the lawyer's advice, even if it is to move back into the property. Next step, doctor. Have a full STI check now and in 3 months. Third, support. If you think your family will be supportive, tell them. You mentioned the mutual friends were his friends first, so I wouldn't rely on them for emotional support, but they may still be able to provide practical help. I have an appointment this week for an STI check. I'm very scared he's ruined my health now too. I think most of his friends will probably ditch him. First thing, get an attorney. You moved there for his career, stayed home with the little one for his career, and basically put your life around his. You have rights as the mother of his child, such as child support. Please go back to your shared home so he can't say you left him. Start getting your finances together and begin thinking about you and your daughter's future. I know it's hard and you feel broken right now, but timing is very important. The relationship is over, and you deserve better. Take off the rose-colored glasses, and think about you and your little girl, not him. If you have family and a support network in a different city, figure out a way to get back there if that's best for you. Let him figure out through therapy and whoring around when he'll see his daughter. Please, contact a lawyer who works in family practice. They will usually meet with you for free once, then after that the cheater can pay the bill. You have more choices and power than you think. Do not trust him to do right for you and your child now. Seek legal advice, return to your home. If anyone should go, it should be him. Take practical action now. You will need to work this through in therapy after your practical situation is resolved. We went rent currently and housing is attached to his work, so I have to go. I wish it wasn't this way. My BF says he regrets not sleeping around more before he met me. Will that be a problem in the future? I'm F24 and my BF is M24. We've been together for 1.5 years and it's the first proper relationship for both of us. We also have the same body count, which is relatively low, since we both started having sex in our very early 20s. It's a very loving relationship, great sex, and overall we both see each other as long-term, despite our limited experiences. Still, he has mentioned multiple times, especially when he's feeling low/in times of stress, that he wishes he had slept around more before he settled down with me. When he was younger he suffered from low confidence and we met at a time when he was recovering from that and dating a bit successfully, but he took the initiative and stopped all contact with the other women when we got together, even before we established any exclusivity. Will this be a problem for our relationship in the future? I know he loves me, but sometimes I feel like I held him back from having more experiences. He's not open to the idea of an open relationship or threesomes BTW, I asked. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend says he loves me and wants to be with me long term, but he regrets not having more sexual experiences before he met me. Will that be an issue in the long term? It could be good to keep the conversation going and find the root cause of this mentality. Sometimes people feel this way because of a disbalance in the body count, but that's not the case for you, it seems. I've felt this way in the past, but it was because I was comparing my lower body count to that of my partners. If you have a loving relationship that you can see working out long term, there must be a way to reconcile this. Good luck. My theory is that it all goes back to his low self-esteem and confidence as a teenager. He's a good-looking, funny and intelligent guy, but he was so much in his head when he was younger, convinced that he didn't belong and that he wasn't wanted. He only started to grow out of this mindset in college and, after a couple of hookups, felt more confident to start actually dating in grad school where we met. He was on apps but we met organically in school and we both agreed it was a very natural and easy connection and we fell hard and fast. I hope that we grow together and he learns to either move past this and enjoy what we have. Sounds like it's a problem now if it's on his mind so much and is making you feel worried. Why is he telling you this? Does he express what he wants from you or what he wants you to say in response? Honestly, this will get annoying in a few years. If it's associated to his confidence or mood, I would not want to hear "gosh, I wish I slept with other people however many times a year." It feels disrespectful, go me, even if he doesn't mean it or whatever. He needs a better way to cope than verbalizing that. It's okay for you not feel comfortable with him saying this, and again, it'll just get old and annoying. Why won't he address this head on, and instead entertain the thought of sleeping with other people? If this persists, Rather than being worried about him cheating or whatever, I would be worried that he's someone who doesn't take care of his own issues. You know, the stereotype of partners that nag a lot. Sometimes there's a very definite cause to that. It's very tempting to nag when there's a 1. known issue, 2. known trigger, 3. negatively impacts one or all sides of the relationship. And lastly, 4. the person doesn't do anything about it. Don't let this fester. And don't take on the burden of someone who doesn't take care of themselves. I was my BF's first girlfriend just before he turned 23. I had just turned 30. We've had this conversation. I told him he was welcome to leave, but don't expect me to wait for him to experiment a bit and then come back. He's stayed. I am not worried about him cheating. I would be pissed if I had to hear about it often like Op has. Boyfriend needs therapy so he can talk through those feelings with someone who is not Op. If he refuses, Op should consider leaving. Those were my exact words to him, and that's my current attitude as well. What led to your boyfriend telling you this? A few months ago he said he wanted to talk to me because he kept having dreams about other women, which I said was normal, and then he said that he regrets not sleeping around more. I told him that it was a hurtful thing to say, and he said that he just wants to be honest and keeping it inside him was making him feel guilty. It's confusing, because on the one hand he says it's something that he does feel from time to time, but that it doesn't affect the way he feels about me. On the other, it's still something he's thinking. Told him that some things are up to him to solve internally before bringing them up and making me anxious, but he doesn't understand. He believes it's better to have it out in the open. My 19F boyfriend, 18 meters, lied about his high school best friend being a guy when she's actually a girl, and I'm not sure how to handle it. Hi guys, this is a throwaway because my BF knows my real Reddit. Sorry if the title makes no sense. I'm reading it now and it literally makes no sense. Basically, I, 19F, met my boyfriend, 18 meters, when we both started at the same college last fall. We met in August and started dating in early October. He's a really good guy, very kind and considerate. Definitely a step up from a lot of the guys I went out with in high school. We're in the same major and share a lot of the classes, which are all online, so we'll get together and study or watch the Zoom lectures and just generally hang out. Sometime last fall, I was on his phone, or it was sitting next to us or something, and I saw he got a text from Alex. This is not the actual name, but it was another name that could be either a girl's or a guy's. I was like, who is Alex? Just casual, and he said Alex was his best friend from high school who goes to a different college. I was like, okay, cool, whatever, and didn't think much of it. Since then, he's mentioned Alex a few other times, saying things like Alex and I went to a game or something, or Alex's brother drives a motorcycle. Things like that, offhand when there's a related topic. The entire time he referred to Alex with he and him. Yesterday I was hanging out with my boyfriend and two friends he knows from high school, both guys. We go to the big state school for our state and are both in state, so there's a lot of people from our high schools respectively. Basically, they were talking about a bunch of shit they got up to in high school and mentioned Alex, using she/her and making it sound like she was a girl. I assumed they were talking about someone else and was like, oh, who's Alex? And they were like confused a bit and then said it was their and my boyfriend's best friend or something. At this point I was pretty confused, so I just played along like I knew what they were talking about. My boyfriend looked kind of uncomfortable the whole time. Anyway, later when we were alone I confronted my boyfriend and was like, wait, I thought Alex was a guy. He admitted that Alex was a girl, but that he thought I'd be weird if I knew one of his best friends was a girl. I kinda got mad then, not because he was friends with a girl but because he deceived me. He got upset then and said this was why he didn't tell me and stormed off. I'm not sure how to handle this situation. I feel confused and a bit weirded out by it and wanted some advice. Is this a red flag or normal behavior? Could he possibly have dated this girl? I was considering asking his friends without him present, but would that be invasive? Any advice would be appreciated. Thank you. Too long didn't read. Boyfriend lied about his high school best friend being a guy when she's a girl. I'm not sure how to respond or handle this.